individual is a fantastic player, so it's always a boost when he is available.
How's Jofra Archer? He didn't seem to bowl today.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, again, the medical team will be working with Jofra and seeing how he goes. Obviously, with having 2 practice days, whether it's just he doesn't need to bowl today. He's a pretty relaxed guy and sometimes doesn't have a bowl, but I'm sure he's again working hard with the medical team, and they'll keep a close eye on him.
How's the mood in the camp? Are you feeling the external pressure at all?
Yeah, the mood in the camp is still very good. I think naturally there's some external pressures, and be naive to say, we've got our blinkers on and are not aware of things that are going on outside or the pressure of the tournament. So I think we just have to accept those things. That's what's going to happen during tournament cricket. We know we're in the situation we're in. Nothing's changed. We're still a very good side, and when we play our best cricket, that it gives us the best chance of winning. So we know we didn't perform well enough in the previous 2 games to be beaten, but we've still got the opportunity to put that right, and the guys turned up with lots of smiles on their face and ready for a big week.
Johnny Bairstow and Michael Vaughan have had a little bit of a tit for tat. Is there danger that can distract from things on the pitch?
Just typical Yorkies, is it? I don't know. I haven't really seen what's gone on. I've been trying to sort of just get on with it. But I think just from that way, I've talk about goodwill and people wanting you to do well. I think it's been great from the country and everyone wanting. It seems, from my opinion, everyone has been really behind the team and wanting us to do well. And naturally, I think being such a good side, when we don't perform to that level, it's frustration and people in the media or whatever. Given their opinion and frustrated that we're not playing as well as we are frustrated as individuals and as a team as well. So, but I think there's been lots of goodwill of walking down the street, people wishing you well, and guys hanging out their vans saying good luck for Sunday. So that's good signs for me.
Rory, Josh, obviously with the form coming in to the World Cup and having that world #1 status, you guys made a point of embracing that favourites tag, I suppose, on home soil. Do you think, with how it's gone and with India taking world #1, is it time to hand the favourites tag back in and sort of try and embrace the underdog moment for a while?
I don't know. I think embrace the favourites tags. It didn't really. That's for more your guys and people sort of on the outside seeing that. We know that we're going to be, whether we're favourites or underdogs, they're going to be very hard matches, especially against teams like India, a great side who we know are brilliant. So, but the favourites and underdogs, I don't think means too much. I think for us, we know we need to play better. We know we're capable of playing better, and we look forward to the challenge of facing a really strong Indian team.
In terms of that, the sort of sense of occasion of playing this India team with all the support and the fans they're going to bring into the stadium too, does it really get the juices flowing a game like this at a World Cup?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the reason we play the game. We're in a very privileged position to be able to take part in a game like Sunday. It's a massive occasion. You talk about pressures and external pressure. Pressures are privileged sometimes. We're in a very privileged position to be in this situation. And these are the games that you look back on in your career or at the start of your career. You do hope you're involved in these games, and it's going to be a great occasion. We know the support the Indian side will get there wherever they go in the world. They get great support, and we hope we'll get some great support as well, and it's going to be a great game.
Yes, and then John.
Well, Josh, under similar circumstances last year when England played a bilateral series against India, you were 1-0 down after the first game, but then you guys made a brilliant comeback. So are you taking any kind of inspiration from that? Because the way you have read the Indian spinners, that was the key for behind that comeback. So from that 2 matches, Lords and the other one, are you taking any sort of inspiration in this do or die fixture? The way they have, you guys.
I know what you mean. A little bit. I think looking back to last summer, that was, as you said, we came back well in that series. But this is a one-off game in a World Cup, and we know lots about their side. We've, like you say, someone like Kuldeep in that series that we hadn't faced a lot. Having seen him in the first game, we came back well against him. It's a one-off game. It's going to be a great occasion. As you say, one of those games that gets your juices flowing against a fantastic India side. So we're very excited.
Thank you.
Josh, you've mentioned a couple of times about external pressures and you haven't got your blinkers on. Can you explain what those external pressures are?
Yeah, I think expectation is one thing. It's something England sides haven't had. I've played in England sides where expectations were very low. So I think that's an external pressure of the expectation of playing at home in our own conditions, going into the tournament as the number one side. They're all sort of external, but they are things that are out of our control. They're things that people can talk about in the pubs and in the media, and at the end of the day, I think as people, as human, we accept those things. We know that those things are happening, but at the same time, it doesn't help us perform better, and it doesn't help us perform worse. We focus on the things we can control, the things that have served us well over time, and the things that will continue to serve us well. And there's the things that we can control. So that's always going to be our main focus. But I think as people, you're exposed to an understanding of what is going on outside the group, in social media terms or whatever. But at the same time, individually, some people read more than others or whatever. But I think, again, whatever that is, we know as a group and as an individual, you come back to the things that do work and give you the best chance of succeeding, and the other stuff is consequential of that.
So can I just ask, obviously the two defeats, have you been able to put your finger on exactly what went wrong in those two games?
A little bit. I think against Sri Lanka, we're very disappointed with the way we played. I think we know we should have got over the line in that game. We were in a position, we bowled well and didn't play well enough with the bat. I think against Australia, I think we unfortunately didn't get the early wickets we were hoping to in that, and they did take early wickets. I think that was a really big phase of the game. In that game, and credit to Australia, I thought they played well. So, those two games, we park them, move on, and like you say, we've got two massive fixtures to come. Obviously, a huge one on Sunday, which everything is still within our hands. So there is stuff we can control. So that's what we'll be aiming to do.
So we'll do Mel, George, and I'll take two more after that.
You've been out there, had a look at the conditions. We've finally got some sunshine for a few days. Hopefully, bake it a little bit. Do you think these conditions might suit you a bit more? Because the pitch the other day here was turning quite a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I think whatever conditions we have to turn up and adapt on the day. Of course, the weather's been good, and I think it's very hot tomorrow and stuff. So I'm sure the guys here prepare the best wicket possible. I think generally Edgbaston does take some spin. We've seen that in the past when we've played here, but it generally is a very good cricket wicket. You talk about spin, wrist spinners generally spin the ball on most surfaces as well. So we expect the ball to turn a bit, and we know we need to read the conditions well on the day and adapt accordingly.
Hi, may I ask your sort of memories, appreciations of Marcus Trescothick?
Some great memories. I think the sort of outpouring of people's opinions of him on the announcing his retirement, and I think the great thing you read a lot of people saying what a brilliant team man he was, and the guy you really wanted to be in the team with. Actually, just speaking to Gilo on the field there about Trez, and obviously they're great mates, but just saying there's no one else you really wanted in your team with him. So I think that's a great credit to him. It's an honour to share a dressing room with him. He's obviously a hero of mine growing up at Somerset, but then you just get in the dressing room, he's just a normal bloke who just loves cricket and a great team fella. So obviously a sad day that another one of the 05 team is hanging up their boots. I think Belly's still going strong, so he can keep going for a while.
Joss, how do you view your own World Cup so far?
Okay, definitely some room for improvement. I thought obviously it's just started well and haven't had the impact on the last few games that I'd like to have. I think with the gloves I can be a lot tidier as well. I think that's something I've been working hard to try and rectify and look forward to trying to be and just improve. I think my aim all the time going into games is to try and influence the game in a winning way for England. So that's always going to be at the forefront of my mind with the bat and the gloves.
Josh, Sunday match, it will like not England versus India. It's like England versus a subcontinent because other three teams, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, has a great chance to your loss or win. So what about the Bangladesh team in this World Cup? A player like Shakib Al Hasan, do you surprise their performance?
No, not really. I think Shakib's been a fantastic player for a long time, and I think he's played very well in this tournament. So all credit to him.
How about Bangladesh team?
All doing good.
The last question at the back with the camera. Yeah, just get the mic and then we'll do. Thank you.
Josh, at the back. Most of the teams, when they play India, tend to focus a lot on the two spinners. But in the last couple of games, you've seen, Bumrah and Shami take all the wickets. Is there a danger for you guys to do the same thing, or how do you approach the, batting against them?
Yeah, I think you have to pay respect to the whole bowling attack. I think Bumrah especially has been one of the leading fast bowlers in the world in all formats for a while, but especially in white ball cricket, we know about his prominence. So a very strong attack is what you expect from Indian sides, is a very strong team. So we pay all of them as much respect, and as individuals do our homework and plan accordingly. But yeah, they're very balanced.